Hello, my name is Ramon Davis, and today I'm going to present to you some reasons on why I think African American kids do not play the sport of baseball. I call this presentation No More Jackies. America's pastime has been evolving for some time now. When Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in 1947, the MLB saw an influx of African American players. Since then, there has been a shortage of those African American players in the league. This even has affected youth baseball. And this led me to making an observation that black kids really don't play baseball. Some reasons may include no opportunities to play baseball, the cost of playing baseball, no representation in the MLB, and a bad representation of baseball by the MLB. I grew up in poverty during my time as a youth in the neighborhood of Evanston. It was always an opportunity to play all sports, including baseball. Now, all the teams that I used to see growing up, like the Evanston Shining Stars or the Avondale Angels, are no longer here. The next opportunity to play baseball for kids like me is in high school, but by that time, we will have already become invested in another sport, like basketball or football. According to Statista.com, 16.6 million people aged 6 years or older played baseball in 2007. In 2011, that number had dropped to 12.56 million. Since then, the numbers are steadily on the rise. But what are the reasons why these numbers had dropped in the first place? Well, I think I found 3 reasons. Reason number 1 is cost of playing. It's obvious that to play sports nowadays, you must pay to play. For some kids, that's no problem. But for most African American kids, it's a hassle. USA Today says that travel baseball averages out to $3,700 per year. But families can pay upward of $8,000 if they opt for extra training services and to play in those out-of-state tournaments. Travel costs are the biggest determining factor here. Your child's equipment and uniform typically cost $200 to $500. These numbers are something that an African American kid whose parents live paycheck to paycheck can afford. And that extra $4,300 can pay for special training or to play in those out-of-state tournaments can be the deciding factor in kids making it to the MLB, which leads me to my second reason. No representation in the MLB. It's obvious that the MLB is dominated by white men with Hispanics steadily on the rise. In fact, GlobalSportsMatter.com says that the MLB has the lowest number of African American players out of all the 4 major sports leagues in America. If there is no one to look up to in the sport, why would a black kid choose to play baseball? With Steph Curry and LeBron James being some of the most recognizable sports stars in the world, it's no wonder why most black kids choose to play basketball. My last reason on why African American kids don't play baseball is the MLB's bad representation of the sport. The MLB has no shortage of scandals in its history. I've chosen 3 to discuss in this presentation. The first is steroids. The steroids era was a great spectacle for fans. But what about for the parents of the children who idolized the Barry Bonds or a Sammy Sosa? The kids might be influenced to take the steroids to be like their favorite player, and we all know the effect steroids can have on the body. Or what about the biogenesis scandal that included many players like Alex Rodriguez and Ryan Braun? Having these types of scandals can deter a parent from having their kid play baseball. The second scandal I chose to talk about is when owners colluded against its players in the 1980s. During the 80s, owners restricted the movement and the earning power of free agents. This affected players like Andre Dawson and Kirk Gibson. This led to a ruling in 1980 that required owners to pay players upwards of $280 million. In 1992, after Fay Vincent resigned as commissioner, the owners tried to recoup their losses by doing the same thing they did in the 80s. And this led to the cancellation of the '94 World Series. The most recent scandal in the MLB is the Houston Astros sign stealing scandal. The Astros had used their video replay station to study and decode opposing teams' pitching signs. They even signaled batters by banging on trash cans in real time. The Astros didn't do this for their 2018 and 2019 seasons, but they did do it in 2017, which is the year that they had won the World Series. This led to fines, people being fired, and a whole bunch of other things. After hearing this about these 3 scandals, would you allow your child to idolize someone who play in the MLB or even aspire to be in the MLB? Right. It don't make sense. In conclusion, these 4 reasons on why I think African American kids do not play baseball. Of course, you have black kids that play in the World Series every year, but they are outliers. In Cincinnati, you have the Cincinnati Reds Youth Academy, which encourages all kids to play baseball. Maybe programs like this will cause the numbers to increase, or maybe not. Who knows? Here's my works cited page, and thank you for listening. Goodbye.